us there.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk 2. Tonight, myself, Dr. Short, we're going to be discussing a few things, as well as, the CBC and their stuff, as usual, and what APAC has decided to do. We're actually broadcasting on Let's Talk 2, as well as Angry Black Man's Book Club. So, what's going on, Dr. Short?
Man, we just went through this for an hour and a half. So I'm angry, but I want everybody watching to understand that be prepared. Hey, Mark Smith and Devin and all of y'all, this is going to be a crazy ass 2024. And be prepared for the craziest ass years in your life. Anytime it takes me an hour and a half to get into StreamYard. I mean, right? Initially, it gave me an avatar. Wouldn't let me take the avatar off. We went with this time and time and time again. It was deleting shows. I told Q this stuff happens. I put something in, it disappears. I had to do it over and over and over again. But, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep talking the way that I talk and saying what the hell I have to say when I have to damn say it. So I, first of all, want to greet all of you that fortunately thank God you spent some time with your family if you have one as dysfunctional as we are, but for me, fuck Thanksgiving, and I prefer chicken over turkey. And you have to understand how weird it is for me. And it has been weird for years that I'm at least, depending on how you look at it, my family's about anywhere from a third to half Indian, and we're all celebrating Thanksgiving. I mean, basically, Black Indian Genocide Day. And what do niggas decide to do? Party and pig out. God forbid if they had a real genocide for us. Imagine all of the electric slide and shit, man. The concentration camps have the best DJs. And anyway, I hope you had some fun yesterday. I hope you would spend some time with your family yesterday. But damn, all I can say to you is and Brother Q, thank you. I like you. You have no idea. Let me just say something about Brother Q here. You wonder why I deal with him? You wonder why I deal with Brother Dewan? You wonder why I deal with Chef C? You wonder why I deal with Brother Juan? If you start looking at the people you see me around, they're all people that can handle business. I'm talking about break somebody's ass in 100 places quietly. And it makes me feel as an egghead nerd, white boy, preacher's kid. Even people question sexuality and shit. Did you catching hell and stuff? To be surrounded by strong thinking Black men makes me feel very, very safe. I can relax if I'm working with Brother Q. He has no idea. I feel like I won't be harmed dealing with him. I feel like they're not out to get me. I feel like they're genuine. And if I'm genuine, at least if I do my half, he'll do his half. He won't try to beat me or rip over. And I love it. There's reciprocity. And therefore, if you respect him, he'll give you respect. He doesn't demand a whole bunch of respect be front-loaded for him, and then he'll get around to respecting you. In a nutshell, Q isn't a brother fucker.
I try not to be.
Well, no. You're not. It's not your nature. I hate brother fuckers. All of them. I don't like it. I've just had two. You have guys, you have no idea how consistently I've had to deal with weak, crazy, pathetic Black men who won't work. I know what it's like to be surrounded by people in other ethnic groups cooperating, and most Black men acting like jealous bitches, like two girls with the same dress on, with the same date at the prom. So while we're doing this, if you have not subscribed to the Let's Talk To YouTube page, channel, subscribe, like this program, um, subscribe to the Angry Black Men's Book Club. I want to let you guys know, even today, in fact, I got 2 of these. These are, I took a whole bunch of energy. The temperature here is freaky. It's hot and cold and chilly. And this stuff throws my goddamn body chemistry off. Within the last hour and a half, all of a sudden I started falling asleep. I says, damn, I promised to do a show with this dude. And I says, God, he always keeps his word with me for the most part. How many, right? And we keep saying we're going to do shows. It's not like we didn't have a fallout and he got a whole bunch of GoFundMes, or he got a bunch of Cash Apps, or he got a bunch of PayPals or Zelles or Patreon, and I didn't, so I'm mad at him. We're not quite like that. Just strange stuff happened. My mother got sick as hell. First, my mother fell, and thank God she didn't break anything. But so my mom she jacked herself up. I heard this big boom. It rocked the damn house. I thought, a Scud missile from Palestine hit the house, or from Iraq. And it was my mother fell down. And I mean, thank God she didn't break her neck, didn't break her leg, didn't break her shoulder, didn't break anything. And then after that, she got sick. And then I got sick from her. And then this weather started getting freaky. I started falling asleep and shit, meaning to get with Q and all this. I mean, just hell. All I can say to you, take care of your health. Take very good care of your health. If you end up like me, who wasn't completely crappy towards my health, but, well, I learned that. Recovering from is a trip. So things like, I did a show with Brother Q and I fell asleep. I didn't even know I was asleep. That's like I said, within 2 hours, I'm ready to do a show, and all of a sudden I began falling asleep. I says, oh, damn, this again. I mean, so getting used to your body after you have a catastrophic health thing is a trip.
Yeah,
so
it shocks your system.
Changes in temperature. Like, I used to be able to be outside and it's super hot. Now I can't handle it too hot. And at the same time, if it's cold, I curl up like an animal ready to hibernate. And it's like it was weird. I had the heater on. I had the heat on in this room here. And normally I don't turn the heat on. I sleep with the fan on year round because I like it cool. And so all this crazy shit. So that's why you haven't seen us. No, I didn't just take donations from your asses to disappear. I am back. And so we want you to know that. But please support the Angry Black Men's Book Club. I want to thank all 20 or so of my Patreon contributors. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short, the same as my Cash App, Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. One has a $sign, Dr. Randy, RandyShort, and then just Dr. Randy Short for Patreon. And if you can, even if it's like a buck a month, I have so many followers. If all of my followers gave me like $2 a month, hell, we could really improve this. But right now we do a guerrilla style or Hamas style in my basement. But eventually this will change. But anyway, I just want to thank all of you. Be prepared. Yep. I just want to do a commercial. I have not finished with this very homely Shirley Chisholm. We have one more chapter left. I have these other books. I've just stocked up on all my feminist books so I can shut holes down and make y'all shut up. Yes, you women do need to shut the fuck up. If you're a feminist, please shut the fuck up. Real women can talk. Women that hate being women, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Really, I don't care. Is it sexist? Yes, and it feels good. If this is sexism, not liking bullshit, we all should be one. If being a sexist is wrong with dirty, sexy red, then if sexism is wrong, I don't want to be right. I want to thank my sister Sean for giving me this book here. I Hate Black Women, written by a Black woman. See, a Black man couldn't even think of doing a title. See the double standard? If you even halfway criticize, you hate one, but a woman, not only can they like twerk and do all that stuff and still get called a queen, but man, this book, this is something. This was given to me, and someone says, "You're like this person." I read this. Hell, I'm not. The stuff she says about sisters, I don't even say stuff like that about Black women. I don't say shit that I can't prove. We are going to be fighting. And the feminist abolition movement, I am against feminism. I hate it. I'll be hating it in 2024. In fact, in 2024, you're going to see feminism get the shit kicked out of it. I can't wait. You know, what's that song they sing? When I see the feminists getting smashed this year, what's that song they sing? Well, you a Moosey. How great is our God? How great. All the little fake Negroes that don't sing real Black church music, that imitate the white evangelicals that hate your guts. The song they sing, how great is our God. That's not even a song that Black people would do, but they all got fake and they copy the people. And anyway, this is a good book. I got another anti-feminist book. Oh, I love this. How this woman gets up and talks about how women lied to women and messed over women and dogged women, have women hate men, how miserable she was being a feminist, and how it was all for money. And of course, you silly women are all on it. This is a book written by a very smart woman named Susan Faludi, who talks about how, as they're bitching about how women are oppressed, how men have been destroyed by the social changes in America, how men are just losing ground every year. And by the way, there's no real movement for men. Well, hell, we're changing that. You know, hail Kevin Samuels. All power to Kevin Samuels and his followers. This is another book. Oh, yes, I came to fight feminists. In fact, there's another anti-feminist book. You know what? I'm going to go get it. You think I won't get up? Y'all think I won't get up and get it? Y'all think oh my God, I had all of these anti-feminist books. This one, I've got readings, radical feminism. So you can hear the stupid shit that we men are supposed to accept and change and transform. It's dumb shit women aren't into. Oh yes, we're going to be. So, yep, there's a reason I wanted you, because the biggest Black feminist of all times is Shirley Chisholm. Yes, again, this T-Rex looking bitch here. I'd hate to be a brontosaurus in a dream and Shirley Chisholm's chasing me, because I know I'm going to get eat. And with the jacked up teeth she had, as a human being, imagine as a T-Rex. Look at the teeth from this broad. Whew, Jesus. Y'all wonder why I'm doing. Yes, I'm going to attack her. Let me see. This book's called The War Against Boys. There's an attack on our young men. You wonder why these boys are committing suicide. Feminism is killing us, and it's killing the women too. Seuss, one of my favorite. I'm going to read from this book again in the near future. Who Stole Feminism by Christine Hoff Sommers. I love this. This is another really good book. It's called The Abolition of Woman, How Radical Feminism is Betraying Women. You women are being betrayed by feminism. You women are being betrayed by feminism. You women are being betrayed by feminism. I don't care what anybody says. I don't live to please you. That's not my purpose. In fact, it's not God's purpose to please you. It's God's purpose is for you to please him. And part of how you please him is how you treat your man and your children. And if you don't have a man, how you treat people in general. Hold on, let me get this other book because I got to deal with this before we go. Hold on, I'll be right back. I know where the book is. I got books everywhere.
Yeah, Blackland, we probably are approaching a post feminist era. Hey Bruce, I appreciate that you got the book. I'm glad you got the book. You won the book from the giveaway. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Bruce. Dr. Short is going to wind up going through that book. We will fight back during one of his shows on the Angry Black Man's Book Club channel. Tonight, you guys, we got a interesting conversation. What we're going to do, and it's basically premiering on both channels, and we're going to discuss APAC. Basically, saying they're going to, have $100 million. They're going to put $100 million behind unseating the squad. I put the link is in the chat for the Yahoo article. If you look at the chat, top of the chat, first thing up there, click on that link. We're going to go over that. And we'll discuss that.
Back. I'm back. Y'all thought I wasn't coming back.
Hey, Dr. Short. I put the link on your channel as well for the Yahoo article about the CBC and APAC.
Yes. Okay. I got to do a little bit more. Some housekeeping so folks will understand. We're here to fight feminism and we're going to win. Okay. Speaking of feminism, one of the worst, most sinister, evil feminists of all times, Margaret Sanger. This is the broad that's got black women out there killing 20, 25 million black babies. She's the Hitler of black feminist women. We need a day of atonement for all the black women that have murdered babies. Sure we do. If black men have a day of atonement, when they had the Black Million Woman March, the women never said they're sorry for shit. If you can't be sorry for killing 20 million babies, your ass isn't worth being with. Abortion is murder. Abortion is genocide. This channel, you can count on me. I hate feminism. I hate abortion. I'm against all that shit. I don't give a damn if I lose followers. I lost a Patreon person because I attacked feminism. That just made me buy a whole bunch of books. Now I really want to do it. That just made me angry. Bitch, you're not going to mute me for like $5, $10 or $5 a month. I got to kiss your ass. I can't get a Happy Meal and a condom for $5. And I don't think I'd be very happy with a condom and a Happy Meal. And what would that say if you got a condom and a Happy Meal? Okay. I have another book because we'll be talking pretty soon about Barnyard Rustin. Sorry ass. Let's talk about LGBTQ at DC. And we'll talk about no gay liberation. If I read the little portion where the white dude from the State Department was trying to screw all the black men, Pullman porters, and the black men had to put up with sexual harassment on the job from white men in the 1920s, 100 years ago. I have no fucking freedom. It's a goddamn lie. White gays have been free all their lives for centuries. They was raping us when we were slaves. You know, let me tell you something before we even get into this. Do you understand in the South, you had laws where if I wanted to screw your sons, and I was a white dude in certain states in the South, I could say, oh, Q, your son is hot, sexy, and you should stay away from my kids. It's okay, nigga. I go to the court and I could have Q's children handed over to me to work for me. And there's nothing Q could do about it. That means if I want to fuck his kids, work his kids, beat his kids, America has always tried to fagotize black men and women. And actually, they've been more successful with black women than black men. For two reasons. One, because black men are begging, panhandling, pussy begging bitches. where we think that manhood is begging a woman for sex instead of being clear that as head of a family, one, sex from a woman, if you're married to her, should be like getting bread and water when you go to a decent restaurant and silverware. It's a sad, sorry ass black man who is married or with, and she's basically playing, the what Cuban sex embargo, and yet she's got her friends sticking their tongue in their ear in front of you and you giggling. That's one reason, because black men are weak. We've set no standards for our women. We think by letting them be loose, there'll be more sex for us. There may be less. And then number two, and yes, I'm going to offend all you women. I don't give a damn. Women have a different morality structure than men. They just do, the way they see things. And sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a very fucked up thing. Evidence of that is going to an area or a neighborhood where all the homes are headed by women. And just shit's completely fucking crazy. When women have all the power, fuck all you hoes, you bitches. When women are in charge of everything from top to bottom, it's fucked up. When there's a sharing and a partnership in power, you have some common sense. Give all the power to women, and it's total shit. Not only that, women don't handle criticism the way men do. A lot of women are not up to being told, so they can't handle it. I mean, if a man, you hear stuff all the time. That's, for example, a lot of women, you're going to see this come to be true the next time America has a war with a draft. And a woman's told, you need to do 100 push-ups. And she thinks 50 is good enough because she's a woman with the vagina and says so. And by the way, that works in only one community in the world where having a vagina means that you've got like an American Express card. And that's with pathetic Black American men. Even Black bisexual men don't have a standard for it. You like a man's ass more than a woman's vagina, and yet you still in this culture of bowing down to a vagina you don't even want. You don't even want to procreate with, but it's culture, so you bow down to it. Strange. You should bow down to God. Yes, I said that. So watch the women in the military be very frustrated when they start drafting their asses, and then, I don't feel good. Now, y'all fought to be in men's spaces, and then want all the rules to change to a woman when you're in a man's space, and call that fair. And see, that contradiction is caught up with women, with all these guys who figure, if I don't want to be held to any rules, all I have to do is be a woman. Don't you women see that you guys have fucked this up? By you having no rules, no standards, because, women are different. Other people looked at that and says, wow, I could get all this stuff if I just said I was a female. All this stuff would just be handed to me. And so all of these weak, pathetic men have said, hell, let me ride this woman shit. You will never see commercials or anything that praise overweight men as good looking or desirable. Body shaming has nothing to do with men. Body shaming has something to do with women not liking hearing, hey, you got enough hair in your armpit to be Wolfman Jack. You need to shave that shit, right? It's outrageous. I was working when I worked in the government out in the suburbs. This one Black woman, by the way, said she didn't understand why African women didn't like or respect her. And she always wondered why. And this is, do you really want to know why? Or are you pleased that you don't know why? I said, you know what? Let me help you. Let me explain to you, Black American woman, why the African and Afro-Latin woman, this is in 2010, This is what, 13 years ago. Why the women don't respect you. Let me explain to you why. One, just today, I'm looking, you've come to work with sandals on, but you haven't put oil on your feet. You haven't painted your toenails. You've done nothing for your feet, but yet you have them uncovered. You didn't even put socks on. You have on pants. Your pants are wrinkled. I hope they've been washed. Uh, you have no makeup on. You have no lipstick on. You basically, I don't know, you just had your hair any old kind of way and you came to work. Here you are working in the public and you came to work like you just walked out of your bedroom. I says, do you realize in other cultures for women, they equate that to a woman that's either a whore or a woman that's not worth having. I'm just saying, by you're not. In fact, when you come out of your house looking any old kind of way as a woman, you don't like men, and you don't like yourself as a woman. And women see you as an affront to womanhood, because even these women from their culture have a standard for womanhood. Something lacking in Black American women today, way too goddamn many. Sexy Red should have been run out of the business months ago. If a Black man had been saying all kinds of hard shit about Black women that was out of line, folk would be talking about boycotting him and everything else, because there's some expectation of what men should do. Like P. Diddy gets accused of sexually doing something years and years ago. Whether that's true or false, I don't know. But ultimately, there was a consequence that he got accused. And he settled immediately. Oftentimes, when the women are wrong, there's all kinds of defense, and therefore the woman walks. That doesn't give women character. It makes women low and vile, and nothing that anyone would want to respect. And it should not be respected. I didn't say beat on anyone. I didn't say put your hands on anyone, but I wouldn't want that shit around me.
My body, my choice.
Well, hell, it's your loneliness, your choice. You're not being married ever, not being desired for a relationship, your damn choice. You being sterile, your choice. You being rejected, your damn choice too. Feminism allows it to all be flipped, and it's all about the men. It's not that you're 300 pounds. It's not that you have 5 or 6 bastards by other people. It's not that you're not rude or inappropriate. It's everything as a man. And 2024, if the Democrats aren't successful in stealing the election, there's going to be a push against feminism like you've never seen. And by the way, and I've been saying this since 2020, I'm a consistent person. Black women are going to get fucked up because you become the face of masculine women. You become the face of this liberal bullshit. You become the face of killing babies.
Face of migration.
Face of the Black people that jump in the middle of an Arab Jew blood feud. Keep getting all these dumbass Black women. Shit, you can't find the missing Black women or missing Black kids or do anything about any goddamn homelessness or any problem in our community or the rising rates of Black child suicide, which is definitely your goddamn business, Black women. And yet you're over in Israel, over in Gaza, over there. We're talking about 5 or 6,000 dead children in Gaza, and yet, let's just be honest. Since October 7th, you've killed more babies in your wombs than what the Israelis have done in a war. Who are you fighting? You're not fighting for black people, you're fighting for white supremacy. You keep doing it. And if you look at someone that's highly esteemed in our community, whether it's Michelle Obama, whether it's Oprah Winfrey, whether it's Lizzo, the most atrocious women walking the planet. And there's some great black women out here. Folks, the same way the women won't pick a good man, they don't get behind righteous black women. And people's womb, it's not just a crime scene. It's basically an endometrial gas chamber. It's morally evil. We're going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep attacking feminism. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to give a damn. I don't care about the fat, greasy, no good nigga preacher who you go to. And by the way, people aren't going anymore. A lot of y'all don't have money to pay those niggas to lie to you. I hope you run out of money so they'll stop being honest. Start lying. I'm sorry. And sister, God's gonna send you somebody. No, God ain't sending nobody to you if you've got a nasty attitude, you don't look good. I mean, your hair looks like a forest fire. I mean, just, you got tattoos everywhere, tattoos on your tongue, the stupid ass septum ring. You look like a Pompolona bull that got lost and got some clothes. People are tired of this. And so 2024 is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year for masculinism. The feminist abolition movement will prevail. Our great hero and champion, Kevin Samuels, gave his life so we might live and have black families and real femininity, where women were nice, the kind of people you'd like to protect. I'm telling you, some of you broads are so atrocious. If someone came and started swinging on y'all, I'd be just shit, hit the deck, save my life. Because a lot of these hoes wouldn't even say thank you. Yes, I have one more book. Yes, I'm gonna be reading the stupid shit that's supposedly the mindset of women, and it is not. And these are the people making policies. So a father can't get visitation to the children that he pays his fucking child support for, but y'all will let a sex offender drag queen spend time with your minor children. That's the kind of shit that sets me off. And it takes people that are not parents of the children to complain about the drag queens, not the actual mothers. Hmm. And it's the mothers, all these gender dysphoria thing, those come in female-headed households. A lot of you sisters are nothing but barbarians without dicks. And our culture can't carry you anymore. Judgment Day is here. Punishment is coming, and it can't come swiftly enough. It can't be like this anymore. And it's time for the bullshit to end. Feminism must be destroyed in the black community. The sooner the better. And I wish spiritually, I want to just ride. You know how the like racists would drive through the Black Lives Matter protests? I just want to drive my spiritual car through the pork chop feminists. Just hit the gas. Like that guy in Minnesota, the little crazy racist black dude that was murdering white people. And he did. That black man was a murderer. I despise people who would hurt innocent people, just hurt anybody. There are all these white folk who are supremacists who want to kill us, who have enough AR-15s to be an arsenal. Don't mess with them, but you'll run a van over white grandmothers and white babies. I mean, for the hell of it, I just stuff like that disgusts me. There's some people who would love to have a fight. Fight them. Don't attack women and children. I lost friendship. I had an associate who was boasting that they would attack white women, mug them. And they thought, by the way, they're Caribbean from Guyana. Boast about the fact that they would mug white women. This is some black thing. We we haven't been friends from the moment they said that because they're thinking, telling me that you attack white women and that's black. No, that's criminality. You're a sociopath. You're a psychopath. You're a monster. And that's supposed to delight me that you go up and attack someone's mother or daughter or sister. And I'm sorry, folks. I keep doing genealogy, and sometimes I can't tell where the black starts and where the white ends. I'm not claiming to be a white person, but my God, I learned about one of my great aunts, married a Jewish dude and moved out to Washington State. So I have a whole bunch of relatives passing for white in Washington State. I hope they're not Black Lives Matter or the anarchists, some stupid shit because it's Washington. We we need to be smarter than racist people to not get into this thing of tit for tat, just attacking people based on looks because we don't know what the hell we're doing. We need to be respectful of everyone and demand and command respect from everybody else. I mugged some white woman that made me feel black. I wish I had known I would have dropped a dime and got his ass deported. Come over here attacking and robbing people as a black person, and that'll be put on us as a collective. A lot of the criminals and crimes being committed all over America are by foreigners. A lot of the filth coming to us through the so-called, I call it dick hop music. Some of these people are not even us. Some of these actors they need to all look. I'll bring Trump's ass back. And so yes, I'm gonna just say this shit early. I'm voting for Trump. If they don't kill him, if they don't stop, I'm voting for Trump. Shoot, I wish I could steal the election for Trump's ass. Okay. Okay, I'm so angry. I want Trump so bad. I don't want a son-in-law, but we need Trump to deport everybody's ass. And by the way, these people all wear masks. And when they rob people, it's blamed on black men, even if these people are Latino. We're getting blamed for it. Trump and them will get to the bottom. Biden and them says, y'all need to get behind the Hispanics. They'd outnumber you. And he let 10 million of their asses come in this country to make certain that and all the while pushing black women to kill babies. Since Biden has been in, we've probably had 500,000 black babies or more killed. More than that have been killed since Biden's been in. And that's a shame. I'm sorry I had to get up in there. Abortion is murder. I don't, I mean, yes, I fucking care about the unborn. And I don't care if you don't like it. I don't like people that think killing babies is cool. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to agree with you. I don't like you. I don't like anything about you. And I want to set you, I hope everything I'm saying makes you feel so guilty that you remember the predicted birthday of all the babies that you bastards kill. And don't tell me about unwanted pregnancy. If you were giving your body to the right person, you'd be happy to have a kid. And by the way, the more babies we kill, the more we justify killing children. It has not increased our respect for life as a people. Uh, Killing children, saying, "Oh, being a woman, will just kill babies," and if well, it's a woman's choice. Well, when it's a man's choice to fucking walk away, everybody bitches about that. So if a man walking away is bad, then a woman's cop out to slaughter the baby is bad too. Equality. And I don't care a damn who doesn't like it. In the words of Sarah Small, a Black civil rights activist from down south that I lived with in Boston, if you didn't want anything coming out, don't stick nothing up there. That goes for gays and for straight women. How you doing? And I'm sorry we have to have these treat. I'm sorry, and I would tell anyone. In fact, the most disgusting institution in America, as far as I'm concerned, is the goddamn black church that can't talk about what is and isn't. And that's because, and I have my books here. I got my books on the divine swine. I got those too, to expose the fraud of the Black Masons, the Greek letter associations that have brought our people to a point of extermination. I care not how you take me. It's not even that kind of party anymore. Now, hi, Sister Miriam. Hi, Brother Hugh. Hello, everybody. As soon as Brother Q comes back, Brother Q, I need to do one more thing. And, I had a lot of greens yesterday, guys, and my mother's greens are powerful. And I mean, the green, let me tell you, my mother's greens are so good. I had piss that looked like cider. Now the shit looks like ginger ale. It's so cleared up. My system has been cleansed. I'm just telling you, believe me. But what happens when your system's cleansed is, you have to piss a lot. And, and so if I have to take a piss break, y'all be okay. I'll come back. It's not like I have a donkey dick. I'm going to trip over and break my neck. So I'll get back in here. Now, before I take my piss break, and I'll be right back. And yes, I'm going to wash my hands. I will wash my hands. We're going to be talking right after this on the CBC. Have you put that thing up there?
Yeah. I got it on your. I put it on your channel as well as this one. It's the top of the chat. Just click the link.
Good. Click at the top of the chat for my.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go up.
It's in your chat as well.
Where is it?
Yada, that's good. You took a fast for the holidays.
Well, so anyway, let me do this. Let me take my piss break. And I've been drinking lots of lemon juice, even though, all these shit. It's good for you. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. The only thing cheaper than all this is Kamala Harris's pussy. I'm just telling you. And she's probably still a deal. If she's at least as being president, it's really going to go down. Vice president. Well, anyway, I'll be right back.
So yeah, you guys in the chat from Let's Talk Too, the top comment in the chat, you guys. I put the article up there. That's what we are going to discuss tonight. Make sure you guys click that and read that article real quick. If you go to the show that Dr. Short and myself did on the Messiah, did it again. He explained who AIPAC was. AIPAC. Let me just go through it right now real quick, you guys. Bear with me. AIPAC stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee. And basically, we all know from following politics a little bit, at least a little bit to get you through. We all know that politics are ran by lobbyists. Lobbyists, well, political campaigns need money. They need money to try to win. And what AIPAC has done is AIPAC has funded politicians on both sides of the aisle. They funded a lot of Republicans and they funded a lot of Democrats. However, what AIPAC has done is they have chosen to take back some of the money or fund politicians that is against the quote-unquote squad. That's the article in the top of the chat on Dr. Short's channel as well as Let's Talk Too. So you can see how they're trying to influence, and this is one of the things with lobbyists, why people want the lobbyists out of Washington, is that you can see where these politicians, because of their thirst and need for money for their campaigns, how they're basically bought and sold. So what AIPAC has done is they have decided to basically allocate $100 million for candidates against the squad. I don't know if you guys noticed a couple days ago, Hill Harper, the actor, but he's not only just an actor, he actually graduated from Harvard
Yep, he
Law
went
School.
there when I was there.
Yeah. He actually came out and said that AIPAC offered him $20 million
Mm-hmm.
to go against Rashida Tlaib. Rashida Tlaib in her district is the Dearborn, Detroit, Michigan area, the seat that John Connors used to have.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is an area, you guys, in the country that basically that district controls the state of Michigan.
Wayne County.
Yeah. So he came out and said that he would not be bought and sold, which I thought was interesting that he said that, because I don't know Hill Harper's politics like that, but Hill Harper has aligned himself with some of these politicians who are bought and sold. So for him to say that he would not go against Rashida Tlaib and basically not take their money, some of us that are FBA, we may say he's standing 10 toes down. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Was that the right thing or the wrong thing to do? So I always tell people, whatever you choose to do, vote your interests. Black people, Black Americans are not a monolith. I could vote for something in my particular area where Dr. Short may be like, I'm not voting for that guy. Well, I can't vote for that guy because he don't serve my interest.
Let's deal
However,
with Hill Harper real fast. Look,
yeah. Go ahead, Dr. Short.
Rashida Tlaib shouldn't even be in Congress. The reason Rashida Tlaib is in Congress right now is due to fake-ass Black people in Detroit. Whenever someone runs for Congress, and this is how Black people have no respect for one another. When elections come up, everybody with herpes thinks that they can be in office. And that's a lot of damn people. So you get like 50 Negroes that run for office. And because, let's just talk about how Black people are, how we're fucked up. And not fucked up at the same time, but let me just say this to you. Everybody Black, whether we like us or not, as stupid as we've been about this, are connected to other Black people, no matter, even if we don't know how. Okay? As recently as the week before, last week, someone that follows me on Facebook, I realized I always thought their last name was stupid, right? Their last name is Batts, Batts. And, I'm like, damn, that's a stupid ass name, like Batty. And so, damn, I'm glad I don't have that last name. The first time I went to school with someone with that last name, Batts, and I always thought their name was stupid. I'm so glad I didn't have that name. And I do genealogical research. I've been trying to find stuff with my family, everything. And I learned in the last 2 weeks that my great grandmother on one side of my family is named Millie Batts.
See, your mouth gets you in trouble, Dr. Short. Once you start going down that genealogical line, you start having to bite your tongue.
And so I was like, damn, because the first person I met with the name Batts was this Black woman who had furry feet. I'd never seen a woman with like fur on their foot where their big toe is. It goes from their big toe all the way up their leg. It looked like this woman's going to turn into a wolf man. That's the first woman I met named Batts. And I was like, damn. And I saw her recently, and she had ashy feet with fur on it. And so if she wanted to be a lesbian, she can have that. I'll just go to God and say, Lord, No dude's gonna get with no bitch with crusty and furry feet. I mean, even dudes keep their feet better than that, but let me not be sexist. Psych. I'm sexist as shit. Your feet should be smooth as a woman. Your nails should be done. It shouldn't look like you got claws coming out of your toes, like you could like dig the Panama Canal and shit in your dreams, right? Anyway, this guy has heard of my great grandmother, great, 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 three times great, and she's probably his great aunt or his grandmother too. And you know what we did? We traded pictures. When he sent me this picture of himself, he looked like a light skinned version of my brother with green eyes. I told him, dude, because he says, I look something like you. I says, nah, you don't look like me. But let me send you a picture of my brother who looks like a dark skinned version of you. Sent a picture of him of my brother, and he was shocked that he and my brother could be like twins. I'm just saying, all of us Black folks are connected. With great regret to all of you from the greater St. Louis area, East St. Louis and St. Louis, if it's correct, uh, speaking of the CBC, there's a strong possibility that Maxine Waters is my fourth cousin. You have to understand how unhappy I was with that. The little broad with the nose ring from Black Lives Matter is, I think, my third cousin. That greasy, no good, fat mastodon nigger preacher from North Carolina, Barber. He's from Greenville. I have family in Green. I I got I've got Barbers in the family. I'm hoping that fat, I can't stand him. No good. I can't stand him. I'm praying for God to give him. He gave me my small ass a heart attack.
I'm
Give
trying
that
to
nigga that
understand.
needs.
Can he stand up straight? I never see him. I
Um.
always see him bent over like this.
Well, you know what? I bet you if he could smell some barbecue sauce, he'd stand up straight. Reverend Barbecue. Look, I know he stands up straight when he goes into KFC. We're all colored folks, perhaps either in-laws or connected at the most, maybe 10th cousins, practically all of us. I'm saying all that to say that because in the Black community, we don't operate by principle or right or wrong. Everything is based on relationship. If my friends are selling dope in the neighborhood, as much as I don't like dope, they're my friends. So I'm not going to oppose them selling dope because we are friends or cousins. Now, if I don't like you, I don't like you selling drugs. If I don't know you, I don't like you selling drugs. But if I do know you, if there's some kind of connection or relationship, then all of a sudden morality goes out the window.
Mm.
This is the immorality of the Black community. We're very immoral as a people, and we're paying for it. And one of the problems is because everything's based on relationships and feelings. If I go after somebody who's doing some shit wrong and they're connected to other people, they don't deal with what they're doing wrong. They deal with the fact that I know this person's selling dope and molesting kids, and I don't know you. Therefore, I'll get with the pedophile drug dealer because I know them. And you have no right to pursue them because you're not connected. And yet, those that are connected still don't correct shit. And so we, as a community, have a policy of laissez-faire. Let people spread AIDS, let people commit murder, let people beat, let folks do domestic violence, let people do pedophilia, let nigger preachers steal your tithes and not serve you, let Black politicians help everybody but you. We have a fixed system of immorality that dovetails with racism and white supremacy, and it complements it. And that's why we're stuck. And we can't move. I know people, if they go into schools to teach, their biggest problem will not be the students. It will be the teachers and administrators will be checking them, blocking them, or the parents of the kids. making it impossible for them to do their job. Every problem that Black Americans have could be solved in 2-3 years' time if we were functioning with some system, with some policy, with enforcement rules, rewards, and penalties. But because we don't have that, then we live in total chaos. And they're pockets, they're individuals doing everything that's expected of them. They're volunteering, they're feeding the hungry, they're doing. We have literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Black folks trying to push us forward, but we don't have a critical mass to overturn a culture of immorality and decadence that's reinforced by the largest society and then by our boule and our subversive, degenerate, no good Black criminal class. And it's interesting. What does the largest society want to do? Disarm the good Black people so the no good, subversive, trash, criminal Negroes can prey on us. That's why every law-abiding person should have a gun. And by the way, where's most of the crime in Black America? In neighborhoods that are run by Black women where they make it almost impossible for people to have firearms. The police, in fact, they have a problem with their child. You didn't want a man around because he might tell you that, one, you need to put some neuroforms in your vagina because it stinks. You know, you smell like you're at the wharf and shit. And so nobody criticize that. My pussy can stink all the way, right? You right? So you don't want anyone male around to say anything to you ever. And whatever your man says about the child, you're opposed to, right? So the man gets run off. And then when that child doesn't respect your ass, who you taught to disrespect you, and they modeled their disrespect that you would show their father towards you, then the police are supposed to come in and be like a father, like a valet daddy, to come in and fix shit up because you suck at being a mother. You suck at being a woman. You suck at being a parent. You've taught no discipline in your home. There's no respect for you. Now the police come in with guns into an incendiary situation. If they put your kid in jail, you hate them, or the kid ends up in child protective service. Everything happens, but you were in control until you called the police, but you use the police as a private attack service against your children or men, and sometimes women if you're a stud. And that's a problem. And why do you only want rotten people in your life? In fact, they've gone from rotten men to rotten women that are shooting and killing folks and families and stuff. They really don't talk about that much because, again, we don't hold women accountable. Everybody has to be accountable, male, female, child, senior. This is a problem that we have. And this should not be, something could be done about it. Something will happen one way or the other. Either, like all these people carjacking, doing stuff, like even here in DC, someone shot a 13-year-old, tried to carjack, blew their ass away. A lot of y'all, you're going to start seeing an explosion. And loudmouth, fat, just bossy bitch type rocks, they're going to go to jail. Because, nobody, don't you say my child, not mine, right? For 60 years, they've let that be. Now it's over. It's really going to be over if Trump wins next year. And short of them stealing the election, he's a shoo-in. They are going to come down so hard on the mothers and other people. You're going to see folks go to jail that you would have never thought they're picking their asses up now. They're beginning to charge them because a lot of the sisters in our community are thugs and they live their crime out. The same way right here in Washington, D.C., a young man went to a gas station and shot and killed someone. And his mother supervised the boy executing someone at the gas station. His mama's there, making certain that he did it. I mean, do you realize that the only reason that they have not stepped to smash this thing is because a lot of that crime up until recently used to simply be black on black, but there's no money in black America. So now these bastard unwanted children, whatever you want to call them, now go to white areas and rob, kill, carjack, and steal. And if you think white people are going to put up with black folks bastards robbing and terrorizing them when they're dealing with their own kids on crystal meth and on fentanyl, if you really think that they're going to let black kids come in and rob their asses, no. If the solution to feeling safe meant locking up black moms like they've locked up black men, and remember who was president when the rate of incarceration of black women went up 1,100%? Who was in the Senate? Whose legislation? Joe Biden's.
My name was on every bill since for the last 40 years. That's what he loved to say.
Joe Biden. So judgment's coming to pork chop feminism and their bastards. And actually, how sweet it is. Shit. Nobody could tell you, as a person that used to go and try to be a mentor, and they bring in their unruly children, and you can't talk to them that way. You need to use more psychology. Everything that you do as a man is wrong in relationship to a kid. But look at how fucked up the kids are with all this female supervision. And I would be in these programs, and you couldn't do this, and you couldn't put your hands on it, and you couldn't say this. And yet the children feared the women. The women could hit them, could say whatever, but you better not do that as a man. They'd be all over you. A bunch of women telling you, you need to learn how to work right. I'm just telling you, Q, what it's like to volunteer and deal with this stuff. And it's outrageous. So people are basically done with, you need your car to go to work. If you have very little money and someone takes your car, that could cause you to lose your apartment, fall behind in child support payment. Your life could get ruined behind your car getting taken. And these folk just go out and wreck a car, push your insurance up, and they're just doing that because there's no order in the home. I want to say this to the reckless black element out there. The biggest black separatist in our community are successful black people. If the successful black people that have done everything that they could to escape being around the criminal, down and out black people, if you start carjacking, shooting, and coming into their areas and there's nothing they can do, they have already, but they will intensify their relationship with the white elite and others to smash broke Negroes who they don't give a fuck about in the first place. But typically, no matter how screwed up our black elite are, there's some sense of we're all black. You start shooting, robbing, carjack, people are saying, fuck it then. Because me having a house or having a car makes me a white man or woman deserving of whatever some broke black person feels. They're going to come and do a home invasion and look for my stocks and bonds and shit. I have to die because your mother was a whore that fucked 10 people that had all these kids. And no matter how much taxes we pay, you can come and still get me. I'm the same as Mark Furman or Pantaleo or the guy who shot Big Mike in St. Louis. And I deserve that because I didn't go to jail. I got to be destroyed and ruined because you're broke, black, and miserable? Really? Who told you that? Your mama? You don't listen to that bitch, but you certainly, people I'm just saying this, and let me just give you an example. How many people do you think get killed by the police in Brazil, black, every year? It's in the thousands. It would make America seem like Disneyland. They're bringing in people from countries where the way you deal with poor people who are violent and aggressive, that you may have private death squads that kill people beyond the police. The police do it, but then they have other people that do it. If you think that they won't privately hire people to kill, to hurt, to eliminate people begging outside this, all you don't know anything about the world. And you're so American until you don't understand. And other places, they do not tolerate this. They will have a person killed on the spot. They don't get to the court. They don't do that. God forbid I don't want that, but I'm saying to you that is what some people are going to bring down on themselves. And in reality, if we can't help you, can't be reached out to, whatever, it says there are programs and stuff, maybe not enough, but there are things. If that's not exciting enough for you, be prepared for greater excitement and greater lethality. And yes, they will jail your mama, your aunts, and these other people. There will no longer be this deference. The new system is calling for accountability of parents or parent. And if there's just one person in the home, female, they will round your ass up. They no longer see mothers as persons that were involuntary participants or involuntary. They see them as the source of the problem, which means that they're going to come down on hard as hell on black moms. These moms don't want the kids, don't know where the kid is. I mean, nobody can say anything. Well, you know, that's not how it's going to be anymore. It's going that direction. They're new jails. They built these things up. Yes, they hate our guts. Everything you want to say is true. However, when you rob and shoot me, you terrorize me. I mean, I didn't keep you from getting a job. I did not force you to live in public. I'm here. I'm just trying to make it myself. I mean, I'm the enemy too. And you're going to like destroy me because you feel entitled, or you'll shoot someone's kids or whatever. You take a gun apart, you just have to shoot. Honestly, for those kids in Alabama that pulled out the guns and shot like 20, 30 people, or the person that didn't get into a Halloween party and shot, if everybody like that were dead, I wouldn't care. I don't care how black they are. That you have that kind of disrespect where you just come in and just start shooting because you didn't get your way. Nobody really gives a fuck about such people. They actually start hating them and say everybody like that should go. Because what? I go to a store, so you get mad at someone, you just start shooting in the store, I get shot, or everybody gets killed because you don't give a damn about anything. You think that you have the right because you've been hurt or you feel entitled I can just take a gun, a restaurant, whatever, someone say something to me, I just start shooting. Or I go in some place and I just start taking stuff because I feel like it. Um, a lot of people have been made to feel like they don't have a choice. Let me tell you something. One of the most anti-gun places in the world is Washington, D.C. But do you know they just had a court thing where they've made it much, much easier now in D.C. due to the law? Anyone who has a government ID can now buy a gun. Of course, it'll be a 7-day period for you to get a handgun. But if you put in your paperwork, and by the way, the shit's free, you can get a rifle, no questions asked. These laws never existed when this city was Chocolate City. But now that it's swirl, everybody can have a gun. This is to shoot and to kill young, out of control Black people, including the girls who think they're boys that are going around mugging people. There was a case where 2 Black girls killed this Asian guy, and they got like a light sentence because they were female. That's since changed. It was like 2 years ago. The whole shit's changed now. So, and what's going to come out when they start looking at the kids to do all the shooting, or when they start crushing it, is going to be the single parent household. The face of the origin of crime will cease to be the children themselves and will begin to be seen as who? Black women. I don't think that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying to you, they're going to blame Black women, and not just blame, they're going to act against. And so the crimes being committed by the illegals and everybody here, they're not talking about that. They're focusing in on only these children that are ours. Okay? Now, we need to get to our topic, brother. I mean, I just had to, we had to get some shit off our chest. And yes, I need another piss break. All those greens are coming out. Lord have mercy. I need exactly 2 minutes. I'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the CBC, the Congressional Black Circus. These buffoons are finally going to be punished. How sweet it is. 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus and to take him at his word. Oh, what a savior. I can't wait. I'll be right back. CBC, brother, come on. Q.
Absolutely.
I'll be
Dr.
right back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
So for anybody that has just joined us, if you go to the top of the chat on YouTube, if you click the article, and you need to read the article and understand what AIPAC has decided to do. AIPAC had decided to fund $100 million to basically run challenges against the squad. The squad consists of Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, AOC, Cori Bush, Presley, the Presley young lady, I forget her first name, and Jamal Bowen. So they decided to run other candidates against them. And if you read the article real good, the CBC has the audacity to be shocked. And also, Hill Harper is running for a seat up in Detroit, I discussed earlier. And he announced the other day that a donor tried to give him $20 million.
$20 million.
$20 million to run against Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Look, people, way back when this Hamas GCP shit started, we told you to stay your ass out of domestic situations of other races or ethnic groups of people. It's simply it's just a stupid ass game with stupid ass prizes. What am I saying? Now, anybody that's black and stupid, let me just help you. If you mess around with GCPs and their shit, GCPs can come back at you. What's a GCP? I'm glad you asked. A GCP is God's chosen people. Now you know who I'm talking about. When you mess with GCPs, it's a problem. Now, the GCPs are having a fight with their ragheads over in Israel, Palestine, whatever you want to call it, Gaza, West Bank. And look, they had this little saying, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And my saying to all of you is, I'm a nigga they won't set free. Both sides hate me. Okay? Stay the hell out of the Palestinian, Jewish, or should say GCP fight. There's nothing in it for you. Nothing. There's neither side will be thankful. Neither side, they're cousins. It's a domestic fight between cousins. We can only get hurt from being involved on any level. If you get involved on the Palestinian side, the GCPs can really hurt you. If you get involved on the Zionist side, the people, how can I describe them? These honorary white people, they can hit you too. Right? So if you get with the GCPs, then you're in trouble with the Muslim and other community. All of them are going to be after your ass. If you get with the GCPs, again, everybody's good. And if you're against the GCPs, then the GCPs come after you. Example, if you work in any job, any corporation, anything connected where GCPs have investment, people of authority, power, they are going after anything that they think is pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian. Everything is, they're making, even if you say babies, they don't care. Okay.
You can't even put the Palestinian flag on your handle on Instagram. Don't even put the flag.
Don't mess with it, because I'm gonna tell you something. Rashida Tlaib is Palestinian. Has Rashida Tlaib done anything for blacks in Wayne County and Detroit? No. She's not going to. Her focus is Palestinians and Palestine, and in Michigan and Muslims. It has nothing to do with us. She's not for us, and she shouldn't be expected to be. It is our stupidity that we couldn't run one candidate in Detroit while the Negroes are catty and petty and at each other's throats. And then this woman, right, who looks like Red Fox as a drag queen, she ends up winning. And anybody knows anything about Detroit, black folks catch hell from a lot of Arab people up there. They do. It's just a fact. They don't have to love us. I don't think anyone should love us. We should love ourselves. So Rashida Tlaib isn't for us. Ilhan Omar is not for us. We need to stay out of this Israeli Palestinian fight, not because we like wars or babies being killed or cities being leveled. We hate all of that. We got issues here we need to deal with. Now, I want to say this to you. The article, and you can look it up, AIPAC, the American Israel Political Action Committee, have raised $100 million to drive out of Congress black members who've taken sides with Hamas. What you need to know about black congressional districts, most of the time, if you want to, whenever the election years come up, you will find practically no attention is focused on congressional races and areas known to be black districts. They're like a rotten borough. A rotten borough, in political terms, is a district that is it's of no real consequence and it's kind of dirty and rigged, and you know who's going to win. It's set up. These blacks in the congressional black circus, as I call it, many of them are in districts designed to be like a black ghetto district where they're guaranteed a seat as long as they don't do anything for their black constituents. Not a lot of money is needed. The voter turnout tends to be very low. The Democratic Party is behind the ones who are for LGBTQ, abortion, and illegals. And the same person wins time and time again, like John Conyers did. And as long as you're not really trying to do too much, you once you get that seat, it's almost like for life. As long as you don't help a black constituency, as long as you don't try to really build anything, you're okay. No one really pays attention to these races. These races don't have a lot of money in it. There's not a lot of attention. Now, contrast that with the race that matters to them, like the race for Warnock against the Loeffler, and the case where was this guy, Walker, Herschel Walker. Tens of millions of dollars went into that race to get that Senate seat. Not that much, nothing like that happens for any black congressional seat in the country. Never. Because they're not seen as significant. No one's really fighting Clyburn or Al Green.
Hey, Dr. Short.
None of these people, no one ever says, because one, let me just say this, black folks are cheap, black people are phony. We don't say we're going to run and back and fund politicians. So the SEIU, Emily's List, and the other donors that are not black fund the congressional races for most black politicians. They're getting it from realtors, developers, they get it from medical groups, they get it from unions. They may get some Democratic money if they get it enough. They tend not to have a whole lot of fundraising. They don't have it. So when the GCPs say they have $100 million to smash anyone that puts their mouth on what's happening in Gaza, this has the whole Congressional Black Caucus afraid, because the GCPs have more than $100 million if they want to spend it to kick someone in the ass. Let me just say to you, both political parties, Republican and Democrat, the largest donors to the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are GCPs. Sheldon Adelson, I think, is the person that gives money to the Republican Party. Okay, I forget who's giving money on the Democratic side. Soros is a GCP, and they have money. So if you start looking at certain congressional races, you'll find that a lot of times the person that runs against a seated congressional black circus member, they may raise $100,000 or $200,000 against a person that's the incumbent who may raise $500,000 or $1 million, which is nothing for a congressional race. It's nothing. Meaning that literally most of the people in the congressional black circus, they don't run real races. They're basically in a Democratic Party police state, where if you're a Democrat, 9/10 of stupid ass black people are going to vote Democrat straight down the ballot without thinking. Like I said, if they put Hitler and David Duke on the Democratic ballot, black folk would vote for it if they saw a D next to their name. Maybe they can think D means dick. Makes no difference. So what AIPAC is saying is, and I love it, what AIPAC is doing is what I suggested to people I knew that were Republican a few years ago. They're 50 or more. Actually, they're about 65 blacks in the Congress and Senate. I'm around out to say 70, but I know it's not that many. It's about 65. And there will be more as they change the districts in places like Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. There may be more. If there were 100, it wouldn't mean a difference because they don't do anything for us. But what tends to happen, I said, look, why not have a fund of $50 million? So, and you could give $500,000 to 100 Black Republican candidates to run across the country. The Republican Party isn't serious about Black people, not really. They're not. Nobody's serious about Black people, particularly Black people themselves. So don't say, oh, it's just Republicans. No, it's just in general. We're in a dark age. We've turned our back on God. Politics is not the full answer. Politics is simply a strategy. Now, the GCPs, who know what I know, a few dollars would make. In fact, this is the thing that I have to say about GCPs. Unlike Black people that need to see a Black person sitting somewhere to feel represented, GCPs don't need a GCP to sit in the seat if they own them. The GCPs are saying that they're going to own all the Black members of Congress on a level they've never owned before because they've gotten money. The GCPs through AIPAC and other things have given money to Black politicians over the years. So they own these people. And one of the most beautiful things, I just love this. I love this. I love this. All the people who make the GCPs mad, let me just explain something to you. The GCPs work with the Israeli intelligence service. They've got information, nude pictures, video. They have everybody's business. That's how they get shit. That's why when you have a GCP speak before a joint House and Senate, everybody claps, stands up. There's nobody that doesn't make it. The place is full. They know not to miss it. And the clap on cue. Watch all the people who've been fucking over us, helping the illegals, gays, and everyone. Watch it come out that Ilhan Omar was married to her damn brother. Yes, she was. Some incest shit. Watch it come out. All this dirt, all this corruption, all this filth for these people who've done nothing for us. And I need to say this to you. I know what it's like to work on a political campaign. And the GCPs, like someone, would not allow information that would make the public not want them the same way the laptop for Hunter was not other stuff that Trump brought out. Nobody would cover it. They all lied about that and made it out as not true. Now it's come out to be true. Some of the main people who covered up the information that would have made it possible for people to have a different take on Joe Biden is GCP power. I didn't say all of the GCPs. I didn't say GCPs are all powerful, but I said GCPs have definitely some power in America. And this AIPAC, when you can raise $100 million, that's real power. Compare the GCPs raising $100 million to sorry ass P. Diddy and his $500,000 rock the vote.
Hey, Dr. Short, they said they got $100 million just for 6 candidates. Okay, we just want to get rid of 6 of them. We're going to put $100 million to the side for 6 of these jokers.
Right.
I'm tired of them.
Because they want it out. They'll put the money where their mouth is. So I'm saying to you, working on political campaigns, how hard it is to get people to give or to support a candidate. And so what most Black Democrats do as you just get with abortion, you get with the doctors, you get with the pharmaceutical corporations, you get with the liquor people, you get with the tobacco people, you get with all the people that are bad for our community, and they fund you. Just don't stand up for Black people, and you've got a long career. You'll get money, we'll do all kinds of shit for you. Just don't help your own people. And now, after all these years of betraying us, the GCPs, for their own reasons, are going to take out the garbage, sort of like room service.
Y'all remember
when you
what Paul Mooney said? They getting that nigga wake up call.
well,
That's just about
it's
to happen.
time, and I'm telling you, the beginning of this hasn't been seen. Let's just wait until. In fact, today is the first day of the ceasefire and this Hamas State of Israel conflict. Let's say the shooting starts up again about Tuesday. Let's say that there's even greater outrage, and a lot of our Black politicians, many of them Black and female, who seem to be able to bond with everybody but Black men. I don't know what the hell that is, but anyway. Let's say Barbara Lee, who's running for the Senate, puts her mouth in this Palestine thing. Do you think she's going to make it to the Senate in California? You think she's going to get a Senate seat that was held by a Jewish woman for like 30 years? Do you? Do you dummies really think that Barbara Lee, with her The Grinch That Stole Christmas looking ass, is going to get a seat in Northern California, or should I say attacking or supporting Palestinians? Excuse me. Let me just tell you something. It happened many years ago. Let me go back to 1988 when Jesse Jackson was running for the Democratic Party nomination. And Jesse Jackson won the state of Michigan. And that's when they decided that they had to shut Jesse's ass down because the Palestinians voted for a Black candidate. That's what they didn't expect. It went south for Jesse's ass after that. Jesse never had enough. Nigga. See, this thing is already rigged. And they're lying to us. But here's the thing that's really beautiful. These people that have betrayed us, that have no real Black base because they don't need us, they don't want us, they didn't serve us. Now that the GCPs are after them, when they go down, it's going to be like the World Trade Center Building 7. That shit's going to pancake in its own footprint. Proof that the GCPs can deal with someone. Have y'all noticed what happened to Candace Owens of late? The Candace Owens put her mouth in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, and how Shapiro and all these other people came after her ass like bloodhounds. And then I finished with her ass, whether she's pregnant or not with the rich Anglo. GCPs don't care.
That was the first wave. With Shapiro coming down on her.
No, that was a declaration of war.
Yeah.
GCPs have announced that they're going to smash everybody that took sides with Hamas since October 7th. And that they don't care. If you're kids, you're stupid in college and you sign a petition, they're going to jump your ass. And they're going to drag anybody for forever. In fact, one of the reasons that Jesse Jackson didn't get further, aside from him being, Jesse Jackass, one of the things that always was held against Jesse Jackass was that Jesse did what? He had an association with who? Yasser Arafat, one of the founders of the Palestine Liberation Organization, which means someone anti-Israel, anti-Zionism. Jesse was with them. In fact, one of the reasons that Black people are having problems with GCPs is that Black folks have gotten in the middle of this Palestinian thing with Israel when we needed to stay our asses out of it. We stand to gain nothing. Have I been vocal in the past? Yes, I have. I've said I don't like Netanyahu. Okay. I mean, I did that like 10, 12 years ago when people weren't paying attention. I'm saying to you, GCPs are coming. So Ilhan Omar, her and her turban and the little dirty thong she had on when I was up in the gallery looking. Yes, she did. She had on a red thong. Okay. And red high heel shoes. Okay. Muslim co-host. I'm saying to you, Rashida Tlaib, they're going to get her. They're going to get someone Black to run against her. What you need to know, and this is what people don't know.
I think
Let
it
me
is a black.
let me
It
say
is
this
a black
about.
brother going against a Dr. Short.
Okay, good. Ilhan Omar is in Congress because of liberal leftist GCPs in Minnesota. Ilhan Omar is married to a GCP. Y'all need to understand that. They're gonna also go after that punk ass nigga. What's his name? Jamal. I call him Blowman, the Negro that pulled the fire alarm. He's got to go. That bald-headed RuPaul-looking Ayanna Presley. She does look like RuPaul, and they wear the same glasses. She needs to stop wearing the same glasses as RuPaul. She does. It's ridiculous. Look like a woman and put a fucking wig on. I said it. Ayanna Presley is in that position because of GCPs in Massachusetts. People forget that Boston has one of the largest GCP communities in the country. One of the big GCP communities in the Boston area is called Brookline. I'm just saying, I've been in Brookline. I mean, I used to see my shrink in Brookline. Brookline is a GCP area. That's where the Kennedys live. When they were trying to come up from their little Patty Irish shit, they weren't living with the Anglos. They lived with the GCPs in Brookline. Anybody that doesn't understand that the 7 or 8 or 9 million people that are Jewish or more of Jewish descent in this country are the most organized people behind the Anglos. And when they're sick of your ass, they're in all kinds of positions to do things. They move. They are not a monolith, but when they kick your ass, you feel like it's a monolith. And I'm just saying that GCPs are after the CBC. I love it. People like Congressman Green from Texas, who allegedly forced a staffer to snort cocaine. He raped her, and this has been kept out of the news. And they could bring that bitch back, say, "Hey, look, you want to make $5 million whole? Go after your ex-boss." With now they're taking the limitation off of being raped and all that shit. Do you realize I'm gonna just taught you? In fact, I pulled this book out. Where's this damn book I had? Secret. Is it over here? Where is it? Where'd I put it? Wait a minute. Here it is. Here it is. I have this book for a reason. Secret City. And this is a perspective from a white gay dude about sex in DC. And I'm just telling, this is a nasty ass city. I'm just telling you, I live here. It's nasty. People get to DC and they become total freaks, and people are filming this shit. When you live here, stuff that y'all don't know about people, because Congress, in the Constitution of the United States, Congress has the right to make legislation for the District of Columbia, which means this is Congress's city, not really that of the citizens. So people do what the hell they want here. So things are rigged to protect people. So you come here, you could rape, do whatever you want to do. And I mean, and they do it out in front of you here in DC because they run stuff. For example, there was this racist ass congressman from Maryland named Ballman. First time I saw Ballman, I told my brother, fag, 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 fag. Old MacDonald had a fag. He ho. There's a fag here and the SU there, fag, everywhere, fag. Okay, I'm just telling you, it's gay. Now he's all these right wing causes and family values, all this kind of shit. The only family value he has is for his wife to look the other way when he's touching a man's ass. That's how I felt. I told my brother, that dude's gay. He has to be. I bet my life on, not that I, want to die, but I said, I know this dude, and he likes little black kids, boys, because whenever you see this dude, he's always complaining about black men. I said, this dude has a black dick obsession because he's always railing. The black men aren't bothering these people. I don't go to bed thinking about white folks or any people. I think about me. Ballman got busted trying to screw a 16-year-old boy no more than a mile and a half from where I'm sitting. Real talk. And I told my brother that dude's a punk. I don't care what nobody say. You could put my ass in jail and torture me, put some electrodes on my nuts. I tell you, he's still a bitch. You can knock out all my teeth. It still doesn't make him straight. And people knew he was a punk. This guy, white boy, talk about all those queens and all they come in DC do all the little nasty shit. That's all DC is full of. And you know what? Somebody knows about the nasty shit. The way things work in DC is through blackmail. One of the masters of exposing people's asses, my favorite congressman, Adam Clayton Powell. This dude knew all kinds of stuff. They knew if someone had a black boyfriend, a black girlfriend, if they made their little black maid get an abortion. You wonder how Adam Clayton Powell got all the legislation passed? It isn't because he's a great parliamentarian. You could say, I know your mama fucks your black chauffeur. In fact, you look a lot like him. I need my bill. I need some votes. And you don't need to be in the papers. And people say, I fucking hate that nigga. I'm voting for his bill, which is right. That's how DC works. I saw you get a boner when that dude was talking to you. I need some help with this legislation. Yeah, I think I'm not bullshitting you. We had a congressman from Indiana that was trying to get legislation passed, and nobody would respect him because he was poor or whatever. So you know what he did? He had a press conference. He was going to talk about the male callboy ring that included minors. Man, those fuckers threatened him. Oh, how dare you do this? Man, he got all this legislation passed. Keep your fucking mouth shut. If you had just wanted something, why don't you just ask? That's how DC works. I'm not joking. I was a student at Howard, and I told this lady, you know what? I know you're fucking my cousin in enrollment management. She's married. Why are you bothering me? And your titties are too small for anyone to grab them. That's how your ass got in trouble 2 years ago. So I started screaming at me. Didn't deny shit. Just, you talk too much. They left me alone. Just saying, you might want to grab your titties. You're a mean, bad personality, and small titties too. And why are you bothering married women? There are all these like single women want to come up. If you were a real stud, you'd keep one instead of trying to get this shit free in the office. And that's they're gonna accuse me of stalking them. So let me stop saying it because women get all the advantages. A woman can't stalk your ass saying what she really thinks. You halfway say something to a woman, they feel threatened and shit. It's amazing. Back to the GCPs. It's not just going to be in Congress. I'm talking about state legislatures and everywhere. Where anybody black has mouthed off on the Palestine conflict, they're going to fuck you. Any black athlete, any black artist, any black celebrity. Why? Who dominates media and all that? GCPs. And GCPs have a secret weapon. GCPs, being now recognized as white, are able to shape the opinions and thoughts of white people to weaponize them against you and I. And white folks don't even realize the GCPs want to fight. They want to use them to attack black people. And you call it racism, and it is, but you'll be blaming all of white folks, all like 200 million of their asses, which is a force too big for you to even confront. And you won't say anything about GCPs, which we outnumber. However, GCPs control all your black organizations and all your Negroes that are Masons and all of that. They're still under the Masons. GCPs run that too. So, inasmuch as they already control all the purse strings and practically everything in relationship to us, not everybody, but us, we're singularly under the GCPs in the cities and everywhere, credit, you name it. We will be hurt more than anybody in a conflict or disagreement with GCPs. We are. and we will be. And so get ready to see, and I love it, a whole bunch of people's asses purged out of Congress. Um, all the people that didn't vote for didn't vote for Rashida Tlaib because only two blacks in Congress voted for Rashida Tlaib to be punished. The GCPs are watching, and the GCPs are mad, which means that these people voted against the GCPs for this Palestinian bitch who looks like Red Fox as a drag queen with the chemical pill. Okay. And I'm saying to you, it's here. And so I'm so elated to see the day of punishment come to our black criminal political class that's never served us. And now that they're going to be attacked by the GCPs, when they fall, there'll be no cushion. In fact, there may be bricks and broken bottles at the bottom of the fall. It will be broken by pain and hardship. As well, uh, take a page from the Cynthia McKinney book. Cynthia McKinney, if she's in the country, I'd be surprised. I think she's working in Asia because when the GCPs get mad at you, word travels, and even folks who don't want to be called anti Semites, whatever have their philo Semitic, they will cut off resources because you've made the GCPs mad. Remember, um,
I'm waiting
for,
to say so.
for every GCP, there are 10 evangelical white folks who do whatever the GCP say. And then there are other people that are not evangelical that are down with GCP on a white tip, if it's not a theological tip, meaning that at any point the GCP manipulating the media and so forth can set scores of millions of people against someone. Now, Kyrie Irving, he's rich enough to weather it. Um, Kanye West, GCP came for Kanye, it failed. But Kanye had money. But for broke Negroes on the margins, a conflict or an accusation or a slur from GCP is deadly. I would say to you, stay out of these fights. I beg you, not out of hatred. I don't want any Palestinians killed. I want people killed in Congo and Ethiopia or Niger or Nigeria or Cameroon or Haiti. I don't want folk killed anywhere. I don't want them killed in America. I don't want them erased in America. I don't want them evicted in America. We have a home to take care of. Stay out of the GCP Hamas conflict and let what's going to be done to destroy the careers of black elected officials, which we're seeing. And let me just say this uh, black elected officials were supposed to be our salvation. We don't have to march anymore. If we just send black elected officials into government, they would work miracles and fully get us included and access to capital. And well, the black elected officials have fucking failed us on purpose. And it's perhaps a great thing that the GCPs are going to destroy them because I think in the future, the only way you're going to be able to get black supporters, you're going to have to really be for black people. Devil may care who doesn't like it. We used to have people like the Honorable Adam Clayton Powell and Marion Barry and Harold Washington. And then they got replaced by these sorry ass backstabbing traitors who are worthy of death, although I'm a nonviolent person. So I'll take a stroke or heart attack, liver failure, or some reaction, vaccine related injury to take their asses away from here so we can have a fighting chance. Yeah, I said it just like that. Um, it's coming. So be prepared to see. Notice ever since this Gaza thing kicked off, all of these black celebrities are getting hit with suits, shitty, Will Smith, all of this. This is GCP backlash. They keep records on everyone. The ADL pays attention to everyone. I always tell people, Mrs. Newberry, a Jewish neighbor in my neighborhood, had files on all the Black activists. She was a part of the ADL. They spied on the Black activists, and all Blacks, nonviolent and out, were seen as enemies. I don't think GCPs are my enemies, but it doesn't mean that GCPs don't hate me. I didn't say all, but some could. Remember the Israeli ambassador that said the biggest threat to Israel were young Black people, which means the GCP has decided we're the enemy. We're not firing rockets. We don't do suicide bombings. We're not doing practically any of this stuff, but someone, that's GCP, saw us as an enemy. And they can too hurt us and dual citizenship and this, that, and the other. I just want to say this to you. Don't think that it can't. So I beg of you, stay out of a conflict. I know it's painful seeing dead children, but like I said, we've killed way more of our children. It would take the Israelis a couple of years. In fact, they'd run out of Palestinians before they got close to the number of our babies that we've killed. The number of Black on Black homicides in the last few decades is in the hundreds of thousands. What we do to self. That doesn't seem to concern us. And yet we get concerned. We need to be careful. If the media isn't ours, then who is it representing? Who is it trying to make an appeal for? It isn't for us. So why are we running after something that has nothing to do with us? And by the way, there's a little video where the people are calling Gaza a black whore, a black bitch, and all this stuff. Israeli fundraiser. I'm not surprised that people hate whatever. We can have another conversation on that. I just want to say to you that the GCP can be very vindictive. They're very angry. They may be overplaying their hands, whatever. But in the interim, sometimes be still and know that God is God and stay out of it. We can't win. And you need to understand it's a significant investment in Israel because Israel, in many ways, is like seen as a white democracy in a sea of olive-complected Islamo-fascistic Arabs, sort of like a Western outpost surrounded by no good Apache Indians. I'm not saying that's how I see it, but maybe that's how someone looks at it. And so taking Gaza and taking the West Bank is sort of like a Jewish manifest destiny, as certain people see it, or a white Christian nationalist manifest destiny. The Jewish people are God's holy settlers to get rid of the Philistines. And by the way, Palestinian comes from the word Philistine. They actually are related to the ancient enemies of Israel. That's another conversation. Don't blame me. I didn't do anything. I'm just telling you. Philistine, Palestine, same shit. Just saying. And so, in the words of Bibi Netanyahu, when he said we're going to go in and destroy Amalek, and if you're familiar with the Bible, Amalekites, these are the Canaanite, Philistinian type mix that they were supposed to exterminate according to Jehovah God, right, back in Exodus and so forth. They never got around to doing it completely, maybe because all of that pagan sex was so damn good. Wicked people, they can fuck real good, although they don't make good families. Let me stop there. But I just want to bring your attention that the Congressional Black Caucus, or the Congressional Black Circus, will be significantly modified in spite of the dumb fuck Black people that vote straight Democratic tickets. You're going to see a change and a transformation, not for the better, but for people to be more loyal to GCPs. And at some point, we should be running candidates that are for us. But then again, I want to say to you that the Democratic Party is largely controlled by the GCP. And us being all up in this Democratic thing as a GCP enterprise, we should be thinking about being independent. So when you vote a year from now, and the following days, you're going to see a major shift in the Black political class of people who are upset. And they'll even hide and say outraged Black voters. And what it really probably is a GCP putting some resources behind dissident Black candidates that can be trusted not to attack the state of Israel. This is Dr. Randy Short on the 24th day of November 2023. I can be reached at wrandyshort@gmail.com, which is my Zelle and PayPal donation link. Please keep the resources coming. It just allows me to get all these books because I cannot keep up with what I'm doing without your help. I want to also let you know I have a wonderful way to support me, which is through Cash App, which is Dr. $DRRANDYSHORT. That's right, $Dr. Randy Short, $Dr. Randy Short, $Dr. Randy Short, and for all those folks who rode the special bus to to school, Dr. Randy Short with a $sign in front of it. And my Patreon is Dr. Randy Short. Please subscribe to this channel, the Angry Black Men's Book Club, and let's assume that I don't get any kind of illness or I'm not fatigued as a heart patient recovering, and I put my health first. We want to do more of these. I want to say to you, please like this video done by Brother Q on Let's Talk 2. He is a wonderful person to work with. And you're going to see me do more stuff with Chef C, Brother Juan Johnson, who's Lone Wolf. You're also going to see me doing stuff with other partners. So get used to it. I've been promising it, and trust me, I hate to miss too many. I love Let's Talk 2. All of you on Let's Talk 2, a lot of you watch my videos with Brother Quincy. You should give me some support on the Angry Black Men's Book Club. And we will be working together in solidarity. And so there are going to be multiple channels where we'll be helping each other instead of acting like, we don't need each other, because we do. I want to remind everyone to keep looking. 2024 is going to be a year in which feminism, the back of feminism, is broken in the Black community. I'm so elated by this. This will also be the year that the CBC gets its fangs knocked out of its mouth by the GCPs. I mean, since you couldn't find Black folks, because we honor everybody Black that has something. Even if a pimp has a nice car, they obsess over the nice car and not the fact that he traffics in women and children. So there we have it. Now, brother, I don't know if you want to do another show, because we got to talk about that Bayard Rustin film that old faggot man Shell made. Oh, and the cover Slurple. I don't know if y'all saw the trailer. It's going to be a big sex toy, Black man hate extravaganza, of which I'm going to have to go for all the fake ass people in the community that won't take our word. And most in particular, stupid ass Black women. Have you seen the movie? So I'm going to go and see the goddamn movie so I can tell you how fucked up it is, which I could have told you before I went to see it, based on who made it and why. But we do need to have a conversation. What do you say about Brother Q? You want to do this Bayard Rustin?
We could do it. We might come back on tonight and do it.
Yeah, we could do it. Yes. And, and so everybody, please share this channel. Yes, we're going to be doing books and we'll be having conversations. Oh, yes, we are. And much to talk about. It's interesting that Dolly Parton took care of the sags and the titties, but not her face. Come on, Dolly. You could have done that too. Okay.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, you guys.